Hey friends, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be reacting to Aliens by James Cameron. I'm particularly excited about this one since I just saw Alien by Ridley Scott last week and it was an amazing psychological thriller. Last we saw of Sigourney Weaver's character Ripley. She was in stasis on her way back to Earth, I presume. I don't know anything about Aliens except that it stars Sigourney Weaver and is directed by James Cameron. I'm a huge James Cameron fan, and I'm hoping it's the continuation of the same story as the previous film. From the comments of the previous video, some viewers pointed out that I shouldn't be expecting the same directorial style as Ridley Scott, and the budget has been significantly increased. Aliens is the only James Cameron film I haven't watched so far. I've seen everything else he made, so I'm extremely hyped to watch this timeless classic. To help support the channel, I've started a Patreon page where I'll be posting full reactions to all the movies and TV shows I do a couple of days before YouTube. You need your own copy of the film to or TV show to watch along, of course. I'm almost done uploading all my reactions to Patreon. It should be completed by tonight. I'll also be holding polls over there for you guys to decide what we will react to next. So please consider being a patron so I can post more than 2 videos a week. Please subscribe to the channel, and if you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, feel free to dislike it too. The YouTube algorithms are a real enigma, so even a small like goes a long way in helping my channel grow. So thank you very much. With all that being said, let's get started. Aliens, Cameron, Weaver, let's go. James Cameron film. I think before this he only did like one film. Sigourney Weaver. This time her name's in big fonts. Oh, Michael Biehn. I know that name before. I think he played Kyle Reese in The Terminator. This is the second movie I'm watching of him. And I just saw the name Bill Paxton. He's a good actor too. I'm enjoying the music so far. It's very sci-fi and mysterious. They'll continue from where they left off last. This is exactly the set from the last scene of the previous film, and there she is. She's still in stasis. Okay, so they're continuing exactly from where they left off last time. Oh, okay. Is she being rescued? That was extremely efficient. The visual effects are very interesting. That's to be expected from James Cameron because he's a visual effects specialist.
Bio readouts are all on the green. Looks like she's alive.
That's a huge satellite. A network of satellites almost.
You're safe. You're at Gateway Station. Been here a couple of days.
Good to know she's okay. And also Jonesy's okay.
Come here.
How long was she out there?
Has no one discussed this with you yet? 57 years.
What? 57 years?
I think you're damn lucky to be alive, kiddo.
This news must be devastating for her. And is she infected or something? No! Oh, thank God it was a dream.
Do you have any news about my daughter?
I love how she's concerned about her family over anything.
Age 66. And that was at the time of her death.
I just saw the name Wayland.
I don't understand.
That's their
this.
previous crew.
No physical evidence of the creature you described.
Good. That's because I blew it out of the goddamn airlock.
Can't believe she has to justify her actions.
Said license is hereby suspended indefinitely.
And I like how there's no light on top of Weaver's character and there's light on everybody else, so she's literally and metaphorically in the dark and alone.
Why don't you just check out LV-426?
Because I don't have to. There have been people there for over 20 years, and they never complained about any hostile organism.
How many are there?
I don't know, 60, maybe 70 families.
Oh no. Here we are at LV-426, I think. And I don't think the atmosphere has changed so much. There are over 150 people currently trying to terraform this planet who have no idea what may or may not be on the surface. James Cameron is taking a different approach already. His set designs are bigger. He's actually using practical props. I'm sure they built this giant truck specifically for this scene, so that's pretty cool to see. So this must be a part of the Wayland Corporation.
Folks, we have scored big this time.
my god. This is the same ship that Ripley's team found.
I mean it. Right back.
Just the weather is really bad. But about 57 years ago, the atmosphere was not breathable. So they've actually done some real terraforming work. I like how James Cameron is using sound in this film. It's pretty accurate because when they're inside a pressurized area, there's no sound. And when they're outside, you can hear heavy winds and almost like thunderstorms. Something bad. Oh my! There's no way a facehugger is letting go of that face. I think this is where Ripley comes in. They have to recruit Ripley because she's the only one some kind of knowledge about the aliens.
Now, please leave. I am not going back, and I am not be any good to you if I did.
For everybody else, it's been 57 years, but for her, it's literally been probably last month. So I cannot imagine the trauma she's going through.
But to wipe them out.
That's the plan. You have my word on it.
All right, I'm in.
She has to. She knows that these things spread really fast, so she needs a guarantee that they'll be destroyed and not bought back for studies. The miniatures are very well done. Okay, this time they're heavily armored and they're ready to fight. I can see the number of weapons with big ass missiles just in case. And an exoskeleton. I hope that comes into play later in the movie. James Cameron is using more sounds and music. Even though they're silenced now, it's definitely more than 7 crew this time. Beautiful set design. I like how he goes for the cigar before anything else.
Have you ever been mistaken for a man?
No. Have you?
The thing with the knife.
Please.
Oh wow. That's more than human speed. Is Bishop a robot or an android? That's white blood. He's an android.
You never said anything about an android being on board. Why not?
Is there a problem?
Ripley's last trip out, the artificial person malfunctioned.
Malfunctioned.
There were problems, and a few deaths were involved.
It is impossible for me to harm or by mission of action allow to be harmed a human being.
Was that Asimov's law?
Just stay away from me, Bishop. You got that straight?
Yeah, she doesn't like androids at all.
Xenomorph may be involved.
Excuse me, sir. A what?
A xenomorph.
Xenomorph.
Look, man, I only need to know one thing. Where they are.
I like Vasquez, but I don't think she'll be alive by the end of the movie. Again, I have to say the miniature models are so detailed and they look so much better than a lot of CGI today. Hey, there's the exoskeleton. I like that they're showing it over and over again, which leads me to believe that the exoskeleton come into action later in the film. They're going in full military style. The music resembles more of an action film than a psychological thriller so far. So the larger spacecraft is going to stay in orbit. This is a smarter approach than what they did last time. Holy moly, so many missiles. Alright, let's go. The action starts. And I think this is the first time we saw rain fall in LV-426. And that must be due to the terraforming they're doing. There's water leaking in from outside, I assume. Okay, now there's no music, and I think James Cameron is trying to ramp up the tension. So they have some sort of motion tracking radars.
Are you alright?
No, she's not, but she has to say yes.
Looks that way.
The colonists barricaded themselves, but it didn't work. There is no music, and everybody's walking so cautiously. Ooh, Ripley's eyes caught something. This must be a real shock for everyone, that aliens could even exist, because the colony has been there for like 20 years and they found nothing. Oh, one of the facehuggers is still alive. That's a precursor jump scare to prepare us for something big. They're literally on it. So it must be above. What? Is that the girl from the beginning? She's alive and alone, has been surviving all this time? She made her own little cocoon where she's been living off scraps.
Concentrate.
She's still in shock. This is not the right time to start talking to her.
You say?
Newt. My name's Newt.
It is the girl. She's on the exact same level as Ripley is. And I guess Ripley has a special connection with her in both ways. One being a surrogate daughter and another being going through the same experience.
Straight V deployment. Second team on left flank.
Alright, they're going in slow to sub-level 3. That does not look human-made at all. That's a good point. They're looking for civilians, so they have to be careful about just firing. Oh my goodness. The Marines aren't laughing anymore. They're super serious. This is something they have not ever encountered before. Scared almost.
What?
You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right.
Oh my god, this never gets old. So I'm assuming they're using humans as nutrition? Uh-oh. That's a xenomorph for sure. That is not a facehugger.
Full signals.
Are they being surrounded? It's on the wall. They need to get the hell out of there now. Now. They're just shooting indiscriminately.
Who's firing? God damn it!
It's Vasquez. They can't hear properly at all. They have no clear instructions. I like how Sigourney Weaver's character Ripley is just taking charge, just like she did in the first film. I love the change in music. It's just action music now. Oh man, she just drives through it. Oh no, Drake's gonna die. Oh, it's acidic blood! Drake's gone. If it can just melt through metal, he's gone. Listen to the man. You have a great sense of what's happening and where everything is. And it's an incredibly difficult thing to do in a chaotic scene like this. James Cameron is doing an excellent job. I have to commend the editing because that's what keeps the story cohesive. Oh my god.
Right now they're being cocooned just like the others. I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit.
That is the best plan I've heard so far. Oh no. They didn't close the ramp all this time? That was a stupid move from them. So they just left it open. Oh no. And Ripley realizes that. So they're literally everywhere. Since there were over 150 colonists, I'm guessing there are 150 xenomorphs at least.
Game over. The fuck are we gonna do now?
I know that line, game over man. It's been used widely in other films.
Hey man, I don't want to rain on your parade. We're not gonna last 17 hours.
It's no time to panic, Hudson.
This little girl survived longer than that with no weapons and no training.
Okay, they have cameras set up everywhere at least, so they have got eyes and vision. So from what I understand, they're trying to funnel the aliens into one place so the sentries can just shoot them down.
What's it for?
It's a locator. Then I can find you anywhere in the complex. On this.
I like how James Cameron is taking these lighter moments to subvert our expectations of what is coming next.
Well, I bet Casey doesn't have scary dreams. Let's take a look. Nope. Nothing bad in there. Take this.
Oh, she put the locator on Newt rather than on herself.
Mr. Burke gave instructions that they were to be kept alive in stasis for return to the company labs.
Bad call. Right. These people are dead, Burke! Don't you have any idea what you've done here?
He's responsible for the deaths of 157 people, and he's still considering taking back alien samples back to the planet.
I mean, there must be some way of bringing it down on remote.
Oh, there's another dropship?
The transmitter's on the APC. It's wasted.
Well, somebody's gonna have to go out there. Take a portable terminal, go out there and patch in manually.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'll go. I mean, I'm the only one qualified to remote pilot the ship anyway. I mean, I'd prefer not to. I may be synthetic, but I'm not stupid.
So there are...
Good luck.
They have 4 hours till everything explodes. It's just not enough.
They're probably looking for other ways to get
Exactly. Ripley is smart as hell. The atmosphere that James Cameron created for this film is amazing. I'm totally immersed in this world. This is so different to the first film. So she's building quite the rapport with him. Aww. I feel so bad for this girl. The practical effects are amazing. Okay, that's the other dropship. The facehugger's in. Why are they locked? Why is the gun over there? Is somebody betraying them? No! Smart idea, Ripley. Oh no, it's got the neck. No, 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 no. There's another one! There's more than one facehugger in the room. Okay, Newt is safe. They can't shoot so close to her face. What a phenomenally shot scene.
Listen to what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's paranoid delusion.
All right, we waste him. No offense.
No! Gotta go back.
The power just cut out. I love when directors change the color grading of their entire film. Now it's red, which signifies they're in quite a bit of danger.
Movement all over the place. 6.
Can't be. That's inside the room.
It's reading right, man. Look. Well, you're not reading it right.
That means they're under the floors. Oh! They're everywhere. Oh my god. Hudson might be scared, but he's a plan of action. Oh. I love the contrast between red and black, which James Cameron is using. Vasquez is a real badass. Come on, Burke. Yes! He finally got what was coming to him. And this is the first time I actually celebrated some human getting killed. Thank goodness Newt knows the air ducts.
This way.
You sure?
Oh no, they're getting separated, which is never a good idea. Nice. One of her foot just melt off from the acidic blood. Oh no, are they both going down? I love Vasquez. They're gonna blow themselves up, aren't they?
God!
Those are real soldiers right there. Oh no, they're almost out of there.
We're coming!
Ripley's not going to leave without Newt. This scares the crap out of me. There could be xenomorphs or facehuggers anywhere.
We're almost there. Hang in there.
That's not a
okay?
good sign. Oh no. And it's the xenomorphs that take them back to their base.
Come on, you can make it!
Where's Hudson?
How much time?
Plenty. 26 minutes.
We're not leaving!
We're not?
They've got to go back for Newt. She is the only living survivor out of 158 colonists. And this time Ripley's arming herself. And she's going alone in on this because Hicks is injured. Oh, his skin is melting off.
It's Dwayne.
That's his first name, isn't it? Dwayne Hicks.
Ellen.
This is the first time
Don't be
we
gone.
probably hear her first name, right? Ellen. Ellen Ripley. And she's loading the weapon with the grenade rounds. From a lowly officer to somebody who's almost trained and with weapons and she has a purpose. This is great character development from the first film to where we are right now. She's literally an action hero right now. Just like the previous film, when it actually comes to the time of action, she's all up and ready. Beautiful cinematography. She needs to hurry the heck up because it's not about only getting her, it's about getting out as well. I have to say, the use of this beeping, because just on the frequency of the beep, you can tell how far or how much danger they're in. And this time around, James Cameron is using more diegetic sounds. There she is. Oh no, a face hugger's on its way. I can't take the tension anymore, man. Run, guys, run. Just like the first film, everything's going to self-destruct in a matter of minutes, and they need to get the heck out of there. The ambience, the atmosphere, the close-up shots, the filmmaking, the sound, even especially the editing. Oh my god, they're in the middle of all these eggs. And something's laying the eggs, finally! After 2 movies, we finally get to see what's been laying the eggs. It must be the queen or something. Wow! The actual xenomorphs look amazing. And I like how they don't show them directly and they're inferred using the use of very carefully lit scenes. What are you doing, Ripley? Shoot directly at the queen. That's another facehugger who's ready to pop. I don't know whether that might have been the smartest idea to piss off the queen, especially knowing the fact that they don't have too much time. She's literally blowing everything up, but I don't think she has enough time to do that. These are not CGI, these are practical effects. And the queen just separated from the rest of her body. Usually in ant colonies, the queen, they're very immobile and they need to be taken care of smaller ants. But it looks like the queen can detach from the rest of her body and she's clearly pissed the F off. Fantastic filmmaking. Did they leave without them? I'm sure they didn't. I'm sure they're just hovering around somewhere. Because Hicks, I think Michael Biehm's character, clearly said they're not going anywhere. I don't see their ship anywhere nearby. I'm amazed by the practical effects James Cameron was able to pull off back in 1986. And the Queen's here. She knows the end is... Oh, thank God. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time in forming sentences because this is amazing. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. Just like the last film ended, but this explosion is so good. You can see the cloud forming and everything. It was an in-atmospheric explosion. And James Cameron did an amazing job with it. I just hope there's no xenomorphs or facehuggers inside their ship now, like last time.
I knew you'd come.
The music suggests...
He's gonna be all right.
Oh, thank
He's
God.
just out. I had to give him another shot for the pain.
You did okay.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what? How is this possible? Did the Queen attach itself to the... She did! I knew it was too good to be true. I just knew it. What's Ripley gonna do? Come on, Ripley. Use the exoskeleton we saw or something. Yes! That's exactly what she did, and that's exactly what James Cameron tried to put in my subconscious at the beginning of the film. They're on equal footing now.
From her, you bitch!
Goodness, she's qualified to use this machinery. The sounds of the machine and the xenomorph, they're contrasting very well. And it's almost like it's shot like an action or a fight sequence, which it technically is, but it's much slower and there's more tension. Don't sacrifice yourself, Ripley. Everybody better hold on to something. Come on. Just die already. Yes! Close the hatch, close the hatch. Oh no, Newt. Okay, this time around the android is actually a good android. I was suspicious almost till the very end. Oh, she called her mommy.
Not bad for a human.
Bishop should survive. So should Hicks. And it's time for them to get into stasis. And hopefully be on their path back
Are
home.
we gonna sleep all the way home?
Movies ending just like the first one. This might be one of the best action thriller films I've ever seen. It was brilliant. So took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, Aliens was a fantastic film, comparable or even better than the first one. This one was an action thriller compared to the first one, which was more of a psychological thriller. What's funny is that it worked as an action thriller as much as a psychological thriller. James Cameron did a wonderful job in continuing the atmosphere that Ridley Scott set up in the first film. First off, let's start with the cinematography, which was considerably different to Ridley Scott's version. Yes, there were close up shots in Aliens, but there were also wide shots, which showed a bigger film with more scale. Overall, there was a big change in cinematography and the color grading, which pulled me even further into the universe. The editing in this film was masterful. The contrast between the quick cuts during the action sequences and the slower shots during the character development moments were very, very well done. I think the editing, along with the sound design, is what made such a compelling atmosphere. Uh, the direction from James Cameron was literally mind blowing. Every single choice he made seemed to be deliberate and calculated. He spent a lot of time giving us some backstory and establishing his characters. The jump scares he used in this film also worked very well in comparison with recent Hollywood films, which just don't work on me at least. The dynamic between Ripley and Newt was done so well, especially their backstory. We'll come back to this later. Let's talk about the music. The music and the sound design were distinctly different to that of Alien. Alien used almost no music or sound to amplify the tension, but this film, on the other hand, takes on a different approach where they use both diegetic and non-diegetic sounds to convey the film's tone. One thing in particular the composer and sound designers did was use the beeping of the proximity sensor they had. Um, they used it so well that just by the frequency of beeping, the director could ramp up the action and the tension. The planet and the atmosphere this time around were an extension to what we saw in the previous film. This time around, we got to see more of the planet, that it was on its way to becoming terraformed, and the atmosphere was already breathable. They kept the color palette of the planet the same, which goes a long way towards film continuity. The overall ambience and the atmosphere kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time. Uh, the practical effects and set design, just like the previous film, were top notch. As I'd go as far as to say that it was even better than the first one, since it clearly had a bigger budget. Starting from the miniatures all the way to the exoskeleton, they were convincing and immaculate. I always prefer good practical effects over CGI any day of the week. They finally introduced the Wayland Corporation this time around. They showed us logos everywhere, but they weren't mentioned by name, if I recall correctly. We only got to see a board of executives from them and Burke as the representative on the ship from the Wayland Corporation. They seem to be only interested in money, especially Burke. We'll come back to Burke a little later. Speaking of Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley, it was like watching a acting masterclass. She was flawless from the first scene to the last. Her performance, in my opinion, was Oscar worthy. I don't know whether she got nominated for an Oscar or not, but she definitely should have been if she hasn't. She played the role of a surrogate mother perfectly, and I love how Cameron gives us a reason for this, that she lost her own daughter, who was around the same age as Newt in the film. This gave Ripley an extra motivation to protect her and go back for her at the end. The actress who played Newt was also very convincing in her role. Now let's move on to the supporting cast. Hicks, who was played by Michael Bain, was excellent in his role, as he was in The Terminator. I think that's why Cameron chose him. He was calm and level-headed throughout the film, and I'm glad he survived till the end. Bishop, the android, he was a surprise. I almost expected him to turn on the crew any moment, like Ash did, but he didn't. He was bound by Asimov's laws of robotics, I presume. He especially came in clutch when he saved Newt at the end, and I'm also glad he survived till the end. Um, Hudson, who was played by Bill Paxton, was also great in his role. He was a little more erratic and scared, just like any other person would be in his shoes. But at the end, he went out like a man, which I really appreciated. Vasquez was a total badass from beginning to end. She was a little trigger happy in the beginning, and I would say bordering on a little annoying, but by the end, she redeemed herself, and I love how she kept herself composed till the end. Uh, Now let's come back to Burke. Burke was the Wayland representative, and he was, I would consider, the secondary antagonist of the film. He was lying through his teeth most of the film. He promised Ripley that they were on a rescue mission, and if anything went wrong, they would just destroy the aliens and return back home. But at the end, greed got the better of him. He was willing to sacrifice a child, to get what he wanted, which was money. He got what was coming to him, and I think he deserved it, and he was a coward. I hated Burke even more than the aliens in this film because he was a conscious human being in comparison with the aliens who were creatures with animal instincts. The Queen, on the other hand, was a surprise for me. Since they mentioned the Queen, I was looking forward to the final encounter with her and Ripley, and Cameron didn't disappoint for one bit. Just like the first film, the xenomorph, the Queen, attached itself to the ship, and the final exoskeleton battle was very, very well done. It was very entertaining. Overall, this film was easily among the best action thriller films ever made, I've ever watched, and I cannot recommend both Alien and Aliens highly enough. My question to you viewers, is whether I should watch Aliens 3, which was directed by David Fincher. I'm a huge, huge David Fincher fan, but apparently he disowned the film and it turned out horrible. I don't know much about it. Do let me know in the comments. So yeah, Aliens was an excellent, excellent film. Anyways, thank you for watching. I do have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Check out my other videos. I've reacted to a couple of movies by now. Like if you liked the reaction and review. Dislike if you didn't. I'll definitely see you in the next one. Bye.